How's it going, everybody? Shad Gunn here, and welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2, Episode 4. That's a mouthful. Today, we're going to continue where we left off in the story, and hopefully get to another mission. Let's just get right into it. Hey, it's Aika. How's it going?
What's wrong? Something off about me?
Well, you're kind of quiet, but I don't know that it's necessarily off.
Is that so? I'm as regular as ARC's operatives come.
I don't know about that.
You can quit your poor attempt at deception, Ike.
Commander.
He doesn't believe you either.
Like you, Aika has been touched by the power of Dark Falls. Naturally, you're able to tell.
Oh?
Around 6 months ago, Dark Falls' apprentice was revived.
And nobody thought to tell me?
With Matoi's help, we were able to seal away apprentice again. But
we slipped up. And this hair is the result.
Oh, she's got multicolored hair
by
like
slipped up,
Cleta does.
she means we were extremely negligent. We got Matoi involved after she had just woken up, and we narrowly escaped the crisis.
Well, sure, but
The toy had something to do with this?
Sure, it'd be best if you knew the details. Tell him, Aika.
I inherited Dark Falls' apprentice, F Factors, from Itsuki and Rina. I mean, my companions. I was fully prepared to be sealed away.
Itsuki and Rina are the protagonists from PSO2, the animation. So now we know that takes place 6 months before Episode 4.
But Miss Matoi wished to save me. She manipulated the gathering darkness and attempted to seal it away once more in the depths of Lillipad.
At the time, however, Matoi was not powerful enough to control such tremendous F-factors. Not
It's
only that,
unfortunate.
but she started to let the darkness gathering within Aika seep into her own body.
Miss Matoi likely expected that to happen. She'd make a far better vessel than I would, and she was fully prepared for the darkness to take over her body when she tried to save me. And she never looked back, even though she had become the profound darkness once before.
That's Matoi for you.
That is when it showed itself.
It?
What Arx calls Dio Hunal, the profound darkness incarnate. Its appearance was incredibly brief.
Oh boy. So he's been coming back and forth all day.
I didn't try to excite or awaken Apprentice. It absorbed the darkness from us and went on its way. It looked at Miss Matoi, but did nothing.
Could it be Persona?
That's what happened. From there, we dealt with the cleanup. That was the worst part. Miraculously, Aika did not become occupied by the Dark Falls, but she was seriously corrupted. She did well to survive.
It was all thanks to Miss Matoi. After that, it took 6 months of treatment for me to recover. Now I'm in tip-top shape.
Were you always this quiet, though?
Matoi is in a short-term cryosleep to purge the corruption, so I've been following up on her progress. This isn't exactly her first time dealing with corruption, so the medical team is paying particularly close attention.
As they should.
And in time, this too shall pass. I heard from the medical
usual.
team the other day. I think you will be able to see Matoi soon.
Oh, good. I would like my partner in crime back.
What I don't understand is why Dio Hunal did what it did.
It's probably because PD and Persona are fighting for control over the same body. PD probably came to save her life. Or Persona probably came to save her life. It is us, after all.
Why did it take our darkness and leave? I still can't wrap my head around it.
It's what I do.
An excellent question. One only that monstrosity can answer.
I think you probably know, Kasra.
I'm sure you have some idea, though, yes?
Yeah, I just said it. It's Persona. You enjoying your tour?
Hey, fancy seeing... Oh, shoot!
What?
What's wrong?
What are you freaking out about?
Look over there! That group of 4 there!
Huh? What about them? What about those well-fashioned arcs?
Sort of. Those are members of the student council, or in other words, members of Mother Corps.
Ah, so we don't want them to find us. Gotcha.
They're here using avatars to investigate this world just like I used to. Yikes!
I like the one that's using the orangish-colored Thousand Rim. That's a good shade for that costume.
Are they gone? Oh, thank goodness. That was close.
Shouldn't you say hi to your friends when you see them, Hitsugi?
Yes, but she doesn't consider them friends right now.
Now that I've left Mother Corps, I can't exactly strike up a conversation about the weather with them anymore.
Why not?
Because they'll try to kill you.
Because they think I'm a traitor and would probably jump me? Come to think of it, I wonder if word is going around school by now.
You probably shouldn't go back.
I know this is my fault and all, but I hope I don't have to drop out or anything.
Claire's craze.
Hey, Bonehead. If you're hanging around the ship, I guess things have settled down for you?
Kind of. You're in a new
I haven't
outfit.
got many orders either, so I'm on something of a long overdue vacation. Heck of a coincidence, huh?
What are you implying? Oh,
Speaking of which, have you seen Miss Predecessor? She woke up before you did. Looked pretty busy with this and that.
you're dressed like her, aren't you? Isn't that the goal?
Suddenly you're self-important.
Yep.
You think I'm self-important, Bonehead?
Oh boy.
Huh? Oh, no,
I can sense it in the photons. It's okay. Keep on thinking what you like, because, hey, I am important.
Ah! The sweatshirt says cream soda, and now I want one.
The heck? Who is this girl?
I'm the 3rd generation Claris Craze, Lieutenant of the Combat Bureau. Nice to meet you, Shrimp.
Shrimp? Could you not? Besides, you're shorter than me anyway.
And?
Can't help it. That's how I was designed. In fact, I was probably this tall when I was born.
Huh?
She's a lot older than you think.
If Sarah were bigger, I would be too. Yep, get down to brass tacks, and it's all her fault.
Ah! Don't make fun of Sarah.
Wait, you were designed? What does that even mean?
She's a clone.
It means I was created. Basically, I'm a clone. Does that help?
Clone? What kind of half-baked sci-fi nonsense is this?
She's gonna blow you up right here on the
Listen,
ship.
If you're trying to sympathize with my situation, don't worry about it. I've accepted it, and so has everyone else. So, it's not worth talking about.
What she said.
I am who I am, and I'm just doing the best I can here. That's all there is to it. I do appreciate you thinking of me, though. Thanks.
She seems slightly less arrogant.
Nah, I just don't pretend to be tougher than I really am. By the way, I didn't catch your boneheaded names, Shrimping Kid.
Ah,
Oh, I'm Hitsugi, and this is Al.
Gotcha. Hitsugi and Al, huh? Good to meet you.
please don't blow them up. I need them.
Ah, crap! I'm gonna be late for my meeting with Sarah. Later!
Weren't you just standing around when we got here?
Hey, you're just in time. Would you like to review ARC's history with us?
Excuse me?
Hitsuki and Al seemed curious, so I was showing them a few documents.
Aren't I living history at this point? Oh god. Are we old by ARC standards?
We were basically digging through records on the sly up to this point. But now that everything's laid out in front of me, it's like, what was all that hard work for?
There was a time when ARCS concealed its history, but we've been completely open since our restructure. There's nothing here worth hiding, really.
Everything's declassified.
Hey, Sierra, about this Shion person.
Wow, Al! Found your way to that record? Quite the info connoisseur, aren't you?
Info connoisseur? You mean a nerd?
Who was Shion?
This may be a little hard to imagine, but Shion was an observer of our universe. She kept logs of its history, like a librarian. She was a pacifist, someone with full knowledge of the universe's history.
Okay. I've never heard that word before.
Pacifist. No, everything?
Pants-o-fists.
Pacifist, Al. She knew all, but that was the extent of her powers. She was inept at interpreting the emotions of others, and decided to reach out to the people who were alive at the time. Photoners.
Photoners. The people who controlled this universe way back when?
Yes.
The very same. Shion taught them how to manipulate photons, and that in turn drove the Photoners' development. But they went a little too far, and ended up creating the profound darkness, which gave birth to Fallspawn.
Before creating the profound darkness, the Photoners did other stuff, right? Like make Shion do things for them?
The way you say it, it sounds almost creepy.
Yep, you sure know your stuff. The profound darkness was the end result of all that fiddling around. The Photoners tried and failed many times to create a copy of Shion. Their final greatest failure gave birth to the profound darkness.
Yep.
So, Shion was amazing, and the Photoners were bad. But none of them are around anymore?
I don't know if you'd call them
That's the rough
bad.
gist of it, if we set aside everything they did
Greedy.
to develop their society. Rough, but not incorrect. Also, I'm the daughter of Xiao, who's the son of the great Shion. In other words, you could say I'm Shion's granddaughter.
I thought Xiao was a copy, so more like a sibling? Whatever. Go with it.
You're the granddaughter of such a great person? Then, does that make you a great person too, Sierra?
No question about it. I'm downright amazing. Go on, let the compliments flow.
Don't encourage her.
Oh. Actually, yeah.
Okay. Make up your mind about whether or not you're concerned.
One of the things Mother wanted us to find out was the location of the Photoners. But why?
I wonder if she was looking into the origin of ARCS rather than its history. Or is she after something else, perhaps?
At this point, it's impossible to say.
For sure. Hey, Katori. Hey, Saga. What's up? Rita? Whatever his name was. Patty and Tia.
I've met so many people. And they all looked so happy when they talked to you.
I'm something of a celebrity
I don't
here.
know what to say, really. But it's clear. You're seriously amazing.
I only slew the profound darkness.
Yes, you are. Well, at the very least, you are to me.
Aww. Hi, Ao.
See? Getting that reception wherever you go sure must be nice. I pretty much did what I wanted at school. My teachers liked me, but I never really fit in with my peers.
'Cause you're a nerd! So was I get
acted
it.
like Corey was the only person who mattered, which kept the other students at bay even more. So, I'm a little jealous of how everyone treats you. That's all.
I get it.
Man, listen to me. I'm in another world and I'm getting cold feet? That's not like me at all.
Considering we're right outside your planet at the moment, I don't know if another world is the way to
You're
put
great too, sis.
Yeah?
it. Oh, wait, no. Earth is a parallel universe. That's right.
Saved me. That makes you just as great in my book.
Thanks, Al.
I've finally finished sorting through all that intel dump. Now then, let's dive right in, shall we?
Let's.
We're going to gloss over the more intricate details for now, but I've compiled most of the more important stuff together.
Okay.
Now that I've got everything sorted out, go ahead, ask away. I'll answer any questions you might have.
About.
Accessing the Ark ship from Earth was a small-scale operation, but amazingly enough, it happened 12 years ago.
Oh.
Then, as of 2 years ago, it shifted to an investigation where people like Hitsugi started being sent here.
12 years ago. 2016. That's when ether communication technology was established and ESCA made its global debut.
That's also when this expansion originally released. Ha ha, timing.
And 2 years ago? I can't think of anything major that happened on Earth 2 years ago.
I believe the cause is not on Earth, but here. Both 12 years ago and 2 years ago, there were major incidents here.
Yep.
Do you know what the common factor was between these 2 points in time?
The toy?
That's certainly true as well, but my analysis indicates that the return of the profound darkness acted as the trigger. I believe that Earth knew when the profound darkness would return, and used that information to change their approach. It isn't yet clear how they're related, but based on the information we currently have, that appears to be the case.
Anytime PD shows up, something changes on Earth.
But it's still just a theory, huh? I'm sorry. I wish there was more I could tell you.
It's okay.
Oh no, even just a theory is fine. I'm starting to connect the dots one by one and see where they lead.
That's what you do.
Though there are differences in the way we use them and their composition, ether and photons refer to essentially the same thing.
Space magic!
That is why we were able to detect Hitsugi, or the sudden appearance of the enemy forces on the Ark ship. Ether cannot produce as much energy as photons, perhaps due to dimensional discrepancies. However, it excels at constructing information.
Phantasms.
In essence, they are particles adept at creating shapes or relaying communications. That said, as particles go, they are fundamentally identical. If the same principles apply, that opens up all sorts of possibilities.
Ether and photons being used in the same way.
Sort of like a puzzle coming together. However, that also means they could monitor us in the same way.
Well, that's not good.
The other side must be able to use ether the way we use photons. So we need to come up with a countermeasure as soon as we can.
So they can't hurt us?
You're talking about the Earthling's unique ability to materialize equipment, aren't you? I have an idea where that comes from.
What? Avatar arms?
In Ark's operative terms, it's like a summoner's abilities, but for Earthlings. Hitsugi, would you mind materializing that sword for me?
Oh, sure. Ame no Habakiri.
You already know its name? That's cool.
How's that?
Kinda like the Cosmogenics.
Great! Thank you!
You've done it once and you know how to just do it now?
As you can see, the photons in the atmosphere responded to Hitsugi's command and came together to form this weapon. While some Arcs Ops are able to materialize photons like this, the Earthlings' method is a little different.
That is really large.
Theirs is more fantastical. Essentially, whatever they visualize takes shape in midair. Only Earthlings used to ether can do it. Since their visualization
The
is
Jedi.
directly linked to the materialization, the ability itself is almost certainly more potent.
She can use the Force to create weapons.
The only bottleneck is that it lacks general utility, and there are very few people who can make use of it. Come to think of it, what did you call that weapon you materialized, Hitsugi? A Mano Hakiri? No, that doesn't sound right.
Close. It's Ame no Habakiri.
It's a
Does it
historical
mean
weapon, isn't it?
anything?
Oh, I know! It's a weapon that shows up in one of Japan's Izumo myths. The sword used to chop up the 8-headed serpent Yamada no Orochi.
What?
Whoa! How did you know that, Al?
I read that story in your room. There were lots of other books of myths in there too. All sorts of myths.
That makes sense. If it's supposed to be about materializing something that you think about, and she's sort of a history nerd, or a fantasy nerd, whichever way you want to go, it makes sense that her avatar arm would pop up as a historical weapon of fantastical significance.
I do like mythology, but I'd say I also like heroic tales.
Oh boy, have I got some stories for you.
No matter what actually happens in real life, reading a book about a hero and imagining it for myself, there's nothing else like it. You think that sounds childish, don't you?
I'm living that
Go
fantasy.
ahead.
No.
I guess I'm just as childish as I look then.
You are a child, so that makes sense.
In regards to the Mother Corps, I'm afraid not even the Intelligence Bureau has many details about them.
You wouldn't.
We're basically leaning entirely on Hitsugi's information.
I wish I could help, but I'm afraid I only know a little bit. I've never even heard of the leaders or these disciples or anything.
What?
I
Aren't
only
you an
joined the
integral
Corps
part of
because
their...
I got an invite from Mother out of the blue to join their members-only social network.
Mother book?
At first, I didn't fully trust them, but everything Mother said was spot on. And once I was able to enter PSO2 for myself, I found myself trusting her implicitly. I remember at one point, I thought she knew everything there was to know. The only other
You might.
members I knew were the student council members from my school. And Corey. In the end, that's the extent of my grasp on Mother Corps. I can't speak to anything else.
So you were a sheep!
I thought I knew more than I did. I hadn't changed at all. Yet I'd convinced myself I had.
Bad.
I hadn't gained anything, despite how desperately I believed otherwise.
Well, now you can learn the truth. More fun when you don't know everything.
I've heard that before too, and I agree. It is more fun when you don't know everything.
That's something Shion said right before I stabbed her.
Hitsugi, is not knowing things really so bad? If it is, I'm the worst one here. I don't know anything about myself or anything that goes on around me.
Oh,
You didn't think of that, did you? Ha! Ignorance is bliss.
It's okay, Hitsugi. We've all been there. It's not too late to learn. We can find out together.
Yeah.
You don't know things.
Come to think of it, I never did tell you why our Ark ship moved near Earth, did I?
Wasn't it because we needed to go save her? Didn't we cover that?
Originally, I had applied to be stationed here once we'd bonded with Hitsuki and begun making progress on our investigation. Plus, there was a lot we couldn't tell just by analyzing the information we had brought back. And then, just when we learned of the danger the phantasms posed from that information, we were about to investigate further.
And then you got attacked by Hageth.
Then, Error Code Olympia, was it? The one that prompted Hitsugi and Al's forced return? I've confirmed that in that one moment, not only was I prevented from gathering more info, they also tried to delete the info I already had. It was on a completely different level than the fake Avatar investigation. It was an act of aggression perpetrated by Earth against Oracle.
Not Earth specifically, Mother Core.
As a result, we learned that there is an entity on Earth that is hostile towards Arks, and so we brought the entire Ark ship here. This way, we can still go to Earth even if they try jamming our systems again. And since the Ark ship's own camouflage is flawless, they'll never find us.
In other words, plot armor against detection.
So we'll be staying at this world for the time being as we continue our investigation. Thanks again for helping me out.
Okay. So that's where we're going to end this episode. A whole lot of info dumping, but is what it is. Alright, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see more of this and other games that I play. And you can catch me streaming this on Twitch. I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. A link to that will be in the description. And hope you all have a great day.